Welcome back everyone, it's FNHusa57 here. We are back on Neverwinter on the Xbox One, and today I have part 2 of the Making Astral Diamonds series. So most of you have probably by this point seen part 1 starting out. This will be part 2, which can be done at almost any level, and this will be events. Now, I know most of you are going, events? But FN, I don't want events. I don't like them. They don't drop anything good. Shut up, quit whining. They actually do. Every event has something that is worthwhile farming for. You just have to know what it is. Take, for instance, the 2 events that are active at the time I'm recording this video. CTA Gate Crashers, which is Call to Arms, and double enchantments and runestones. Now I know you're thinking again, oh, that's not that great, it's a Call to Arms, why would I want that? So we'll discuss the Call to Arms event first. Most Call to Arms events are very easy to complete. You can also queue up for Call to Arms events from level 6 to level 70. So this can be done at pretty much any level character. You don't have to be 70 in order to farm them. You complete the event and you open the chest. You're going to get guaranteed silver. 9 out of 10 times you're going to get the die pack for that event. You're going to get an enchantment, and you're going to get medallions of battle, as well as your rough astral diamonds for doing a skirmish. So go ahead and claim those. The basic enchantments that you get are unimportant. You don't really need them. You can either stack them up and sell them, discard them, or use them as refinement points. And then all you have to do is simply drop group and leave. So out of that, what did we get that was worthwhile? Well, what we actually got was 2 things. Medallions of Battle, which that's the first thing that you're going to farm a CTA event for. And the reason why you're going to go for those is not the die packs, not the weapon transmogs, but the refiner's cache. It takes 100 medallions of battle, and you get between 10 to the max that I've gotten is 25. And then there is a chance that in-game a couple extra medallions of battle can drop, so keep that in mind. You could get closer to 30 each time. Wow, that lagged a little bit. Okay, Neverwinter, come on, cooperate with me. Anyways, what you're going to want to do with them is you're going to want to buy the refiner's cache. And the reason why you're going to want to buy the refiner's cache is the fact that you can get Peridot, Aquamarine, Flawless Sapphire, Lesser Mark of Potency, that's all crap. But you have a chance of getting the greater Mark of Potency or even a superior Mark of Potency. Now, the thing with those, a greater Mark of Potency isn't worth much, but a superior Mark of Potency is worth approximately 75,000 astral diamonds. So definitely worth farming them. In this case, I got 2 rank 5 enchantments on a Peridot. You're saying that's not very good, but part of how I have as many astral diamonds as I do and have spent as many astral diamonds as I have on my character is by not spending diamonds that I don't have to spend. So by earning your rank 5 enchantments during your double enchantments and runestones event, you can actually save money by having your own refinement points. Now, the Blue Fire die pack, it is one of the cooler die packs that you can get from CTA events. So right now it would sell for approximately 500 diamonds. What you're going to want to do is farm the event and save those die packs until a month or so after the event, maybe even a little bit longer, just depends on the die pack. But if we look at the Chill Wind die pack, that's up to 855 diamonds. Most die packs will go up to 1,000 diamonds each, and you're guaranteed one every time you run the skirmish. So if you're running at a low level character, level 11 or 20, 30, whatever, leveling up, doing both my methods from part 1 and from this video, you're earning more diamonds. You're actually establishing another currency that you can sell to earn diamonds. So once you get a little bit higher, what you're looking at in your double enchantments and runestones is you will save everything you get that possibly gives you enchants or runestones. So like these elemental air sealed containers, you don't open them until there's a double runestones or enchantments. Runestones and enchantments. And then instead of getting a single rank 5 enchantment, you get 2 rank 5 enchantments. So you're doubling your rewards there. Now, if you are such a high level that you don't need refinement points anymore, well, first off, good for you. But secondly, you can then sell the rank 5 enchantments, but you will not sell them right away. You will wait until there is a double refinement event. And the way you check what events are coming up is you go over here to social, go down to calendar, and then it usually takes a little bit to load, but you can go into March and look at the events. So as you can see right now, we have the Gate Crashers and the Double Enchants, and then you can look on the 24th starts Double Diamonds and the Mysterious Egg, and on the 31st you have Double Glory, and then down here on the 7th of April you have another CTA, Battle for the Bridge, and Double Experience. Now, Double Experience isn't a super fantastic event to farm, of course, but it allows you to level your low-level characters, your alternate characters, up to a higher level, therefore closer to 70, and being able to make more diamonds via Method 1. So that is extremely helpful. Now, if you are lucky enough to get a companion from the event, every call to arms, almost every single event has a companion. If you are lucky enough to get that companion, like in this case from the previous call to arms, the Rimfire Golem was the companion that you could get out of the Stormfront CTA. Now this companion, now that it's been 2 months, 2.5 months since the CTA was out, sells for approximately 50,000 diamonds. That's a big ticket item though. Almost all the companions do that, but it takes time to build that up. So, by doing this, by farming the events, all your CTAs, by knowing what to save and when to open it, anything that gives you enchantments, you do not open until there's a double enchantments and runestones event. By doing all of those things, including, I will log into another character to show you, but with double diamonds, very important that you save every single one of your salvageable items. And the reason why you're going to save all of your salvageable items is so that instead of salvaging the item for 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000 diamonds, you wait till a double diamonds event and that item is then salvaged for 6,000, 8,000, or 10,000 rough astral diamonds. More diamonds equals more money. So you're going to take all your characters' free space and you're just going to fill it up with every single one of the salvageable items you get on your main character, your alternate characters, anything like that. You're just going to hold on to all of that for a double diamonds. Virtually every single event, there is a way to farm it and make more money off of it. By now you should have a little bit of currency built up from doing my previous method and doing your dailies, so that will actually help you out. And then you can go ahead and invest in the events. It doesn't really take that long to run. Some events are better than others. If you have a question on whether an event is good to farm or not, always look within the first day or so. I normally put up a video on how to farm it. You'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have on what to farm in the event or whether the event is worth farming, period. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments regarding farming the events, by all means send me a message, leave a comment. I'll be happy to get back to you. Otherwise, leave a like on the video, share it if you have a way to share it. Let's get this information out there so you can build up your diamonds as fast as possible and have more fun with the game, but definitely subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. To everybody watching live, hi. Mina Acid says hi, so hi to you too. Grim Reaper, hi. No, this is not a PvP build. It was actually my PvE build. Can be used in PvP, but doesn't work as well because it's an AoE spec, not a single target spec. And I believe that is Rokanola Outlaw. I'm not sure what you were going for there, but he says hi as well, so hi to you too. Just going through and doing my invocation real quick here. Had to make that part 2 for the Making Astral Diamond series. Apollo 44 says hey. Alright, hey to you too. What's going on, man? I missed you on the last couple streams. I have a bunch of characters, so it takes a little while. Every time the server resets, you got to go through all the invocations, all 6 of them on every character. Might not give you a lot of diamonds, but it actually adds up. That and the XP helps level up your characters. Pretty much all future parts of the Making Astral Diamond series will revolve around you being closer to, if not level 70. Yes, Apollo, the invocation is extremely important. Most people overlook it, but invocation is one of the key aspects of this game that's easily overlooked, but you get a ton of stuff for doing it. You can get greater marks through the chests, the coffers that you get from the celestial coins, which also have a chance of gaining wards, including the coalescent ward. Plus you gain XP for your character, and it's an extremely good way to level alternate characters or bank characters in this case. As you'll see, I mean, I have 10 characters, and I make sure I do the invocation on them every day. And make sure you do it the max number of times. You can pretty much level a character from level 11 to level 70. It'll take a while, but literally off of nothing but invoking. As you can see, I have most of my characters all filled up with salvageable gear now, waiting for that double diamond. Sadly, I was outbid on some auction items here. Oh well. Yes, Apollo, you can get coalescent wards. What it is when you use your invocation, the first time per day you're awarded an ardent coin and a celestial coin. And then if you go all the way down to your 6th blessing, you're rewarded a celestial coin again. So basically 2 of them per day. Once you have the max of them, you go to the store and you go to the Vault of Piety. And the max you can have is 14, by the way. You go over to the Celestial Synergy tab and you're looking at the Coffer of Celestial Enchantments, Artifacts, or Artifact Equipment. If you haven't seen my video, go look up my opening video. I opened like 45 of the Coffer of Celestial Artifact Equipment. I pulled 1 of each greater mark, and I think I pulled 3 coalescent wards, I want to say, out of it. So yeah, you can get coalescent wards from that. Remember, they go across characters, so every character that you do invocation on can earn the celestial coins every day. Definitely well worth it. Everybody overlooks that. They also overlook the bonus XP that you get from invoking. I have another couple things that I'm getting ready for opening videos, being the Coffer of Celestial Enchantments and the Coffer of Celestial Artifacts. So you'll see those. Hopefully pull some more coalescent wards out of them. Apollo, yeah, you did see it. Okay, good. It's not necessarily, I mean, it is partially luck, yes, but it's not 100% reliant on that. The game is RNG, so it does go by drop chance, and if you open enough of them, you will definitely get some at some point. You will definitely get a Coalescent Ward. Now, the more characters you have, the better the chance of you getting a Coalescent Ward. We're just gonna buy up a few of these rings at the moment. Do a little prep work for the next video here. Team Loud Pack asking, do I get my items legit or do you buy 80 in items? I get my items legit. I've been playing this game since the first day that it came out on the Xbox One, and I have never spent any money on this game either through Zen or through third-party sites, and I would highly discourage anyone from spending money on a third-party site. Don't do it. It breaks the game. If you do want to buy Zen, I will be working on another guide that will actually go over a new player Zen investment guide, working off of the principle that you have approximately about 5,000 Zen, which in that case, yes, would be about $50 if you were to buy it, but I personally will not do that. I will never spend money on the game. It's a free-to-play game. Kind of started out as just my thing of, you know, I'm not going to spend money on a free-to-play game, but since has turned into kind of my shtick. I have gotten everything that I have on all of my characters across, you know, everything without spending a single penny on the game. Also, now that they have a double XP event announced, you will see, I went past it, but I actually have my set here for everything here is for the Great Weapon Fighter, and that will be the character that I will be doing the leveling guide on, starting out from scratch, going from character creation through level 70, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that one too. And yes, I do have more character slots. I actually have a total of 12 character slots because I will end up making, well, the Great Weapon Fighter, of course, for the video series. And I will probably end up making a Trickster Rogue, and then I'll buy another set of character slots for any new classes that they happen to release. See if I can get my second skirmish in here. Do an actual level 71. What is that supposed to be? OG boy? I'm not sure. I'm just gonna call you 99. Anyways, is asking when the double XP event is. They actually just added it to the calendar, and just gotta wait for the calendar to load, but it is coming much, much later. You don't actually have to worry about it until April 7th, and that will be the CTA Battle for the Bridge and double XP. And then after that, you'll have double enchants and the Wonders of Gond again. And for some reason, this is taking forever to queue up. That's okay. I need to go to the Dread Ring and do work on that. That really should be your end goal, is to go ahead and get 270 as fast as possible. And well, not to give you too much of a spoiler, I will do another video on all the currencies in the game and kind of explaining them more because they can be a bit confusing. You have to keep in mind what astral diamonds are. Astral diamonds are a time currency. And because of that fact, you're not really going to earn them in the large numbers that you're expecting to see right away, or at least at a low level. You will earn them, but you will not be earning them extremely quickly. That's just the way the game goes. So you might be looking at items that cost, 20,000, 30,000 at a low level, maybe even more than that, 100,000 item. That's nothing. You get up to my character's level and you'll be looking at upgrades like upgrading the quality of my companion will cost 500,000 diamonds. You're looking at like upgrading weapon and armor enchantments and things like that, and they cost an absolute fortune. So it does kind of scale relevant to your character level. You're limited to what you can do at a low level, but I went through part 1 just starting out, and you can make good diamonds that way. At least 9,000 to, depending on your character level, 30,000 per character per day just doing that. Team Loudpack again is asking, is the Dusk armor good for a great weapon fighter? Yes and no. It depends, one, on your build on the great weapon fighter. My build is going to be a straight high crit build, high crit severity. I already know the way I want him built because I had one back in mod 5. So end game armor, no. Early access armor, yeah, it's okay. But it really just depends on your playstyle, whether you want the PvP set, which would be the Lion's Mane set, or if you want to go with the Dragonflight set. I kind of like the way the Dragonflight stats are a little bit better. Excuse me. And of course you can, make it Elemental Dragonflight as well. There we go. Let's see. Why is it not? It's like taking forever to let me join queue. Must be nobody running that Prophecy of Madness. Probably a little bit early in the morning for that. It's like 6:30 in the morning for me. So I'll queue for the 2 things that I need to do for today, and we'll see which one it gives me. Sometimes the queue system can be a bit buggy as well if you're trying to do something really early in the morning. If you don't have a full team, sometimes you'll sit in queue for a while. There we go. I got the regular Temple of the Spider. This is perfect. This is what I was going over in part 1 of the Making Astral Diamonds, making sure you do your 2 daily dungeons. And I know you're probably going, why in the world am I in a basic 3-man Temple of the Spider? Well, it's because I simply want to speed run this to get my 5,000 diamonds. Uh, 99's asking again about how do you get the Elemental Dragon set. Well, the first thing is getting your Dragonflight gear, which is Stronghold gear. So you have to be in a guild that is actually large enough to kill multiple dragons there in the Stronghold. Ideally, you want to be able to kill 3 or all 4 of them at one time, and you will get basically dragon fangs from them. And you need protector seals, which is what you get from the dragons, and you get them from your T2 dungeons. Any dungeon that has a 2,000 minimum required item level, it will drop protector seals, and then you can buy the basic version of the gear. It'll be the Dragonflight armor, and then after you progress through your campaign in Icewind Dell, which will take you 35 days from start to finish, if you do not do the demonic encounters. If you do the demonic encounters and the quest for that every day, it'll cut it down to approximately something like 18 days of doing the Icewind Dale campaign. Then you will be able to work on upgrading the Barracks Ice Forge. You'll upgrade it to level 3 through the campaign, which upgrades your Black Ice Shaping skill, the profession. And then from there you have to upgrade the Black Ice Shaping skill up to level 5, and the first time is like 50,000 Black Ice and I think 10 Unified Elements. And then the second upgrade to actually take it to 5 is like another 10,000 Black Ice and I want to say 2 or 5 Unified Elements as well. So it's very expensive to get that, but then you can actually go in and it's under professions just like anything else. Right now I'm running the leadership profession, but if I go down here to Black Ice Shaping, it'll be one of the last things that you get, and then you can make it elemental. So like here you can make elemental corrupted Black Ice, and you can go down and make the elemental alliance raid, you know, that you can make elemental elven, basically all the armor types. As you see, elemental dragonflight, you can make it, but you'll have to have the basic piece, you'll have to have a lot of Black Ice, Unified Elements, and then a few other odds and ends that you can either get by farming or you can buy them off the trade house. Team Loudpack asking again, how do I get more dungeons and skirmishes? You're level 64 and only have 4 dungeons and skirmishes in the queue page. The way the game used to work back in Mod 5 was you had a ton of different dungeons. Most were storyline dungeons. Those were taken out of the game for rework. Now supposedly they're supposed to be added back in, whether we'll get them with the Maze engine and Mod 9 or not. Not entirely sure on, but hopefully they'll bring them back soon. Anyways, the way you get access to most of these, and I don't know why I picked that up, it's literally a useless blue item. It's not even 70. But anyways, the way you get access to them is by getting to level 70. Level 70, epic dungeons unlock, and then certain skirmishes are unlocked by doing a specific quest. So since those guys are not going to kill me, if I go in here and I look, Dread Legion and Master of the Hunt, Dread Legion you have to complete the unlock for the Dread Ring campaign, and then that unlocks. Master of the Hunt you have to complete the Sharandar tutorial, and then that unlocks. Prophecy of Madness and Throne of the Dwarven Gods, you have to complete the Underdark storyline, and then those unlock. And you get to level 70 to unlock the Epic Lair, Lost Mouth, Kessel's Retreat, Mollabog's Castle, Shores of Torren, Valindra's Tower, Epic Cragmire Crypts, Epic Grey Wolf Den, and the Epic Temple of the Spider. Once you do all that and you complete the campaign and you get in and you fight Demogorgon, then you can build a key to unlock the Epic Demogorgon dungeon. Now, the basic skirmishes here do not have a required item level. Lair of Lostmouth, Kessel's Retreat, Mollabog's Castle, Shores of Torren, and Valindra's Tower all have 1600 required item level. So just getting to 70 is not enough. You will have to have the 1600 item level to do those particular ones, and then the others, your T2s, you have to have 2000 item level in order to do those. And then Epic Demogorgon is 2500 item level. Kind of the way this game works is level 1 to 60 is a tutorial per se. 60 through 70 is the grind to see if you're really going to stick with the game and put in the time that's required. And then the real game starts once you hit 70. Once you hit 70, then it's a grind for your gear and constant upgrades, all your different campaigns, all your different dailies, things like that. Yeah, no problem, Team Loudpack. If you ever have a question, by any means, tune into one of my live streams, check out my YouTube channel, leave a comment on one of the videos. I do tips and tricks videos, so there's usually a guide for farming every one of the events. I won't do duplicate guides unless the first guide I put up was for like mod 5 and we're in mod 8 now. Then I will put up a new guide for the same event, but I'll put in brackets that it's for mod 8, so you can look at the one that you need. Most of the time they don't change anything in between bringing the events out. Sometimes they do though. They'll change a drop chance on something, or they'll fix bugs like in this particular CTA, this one. There used to be a bug with enemies getting stuck in the walls. Now they don't do that. Yeah, we're only here in this dungeon just for the basic diamonds. Since the server reset, make all the rough diamonds you can. And this doesn't take very long. So this is basically what you would run if your character was level 50 or higher and you're just running through getting those bonus diamonds that I was talking about in the first part of the series. And it's gonna root me. Oh well. And there we go. Another 5,000 diamonds. Actually 5,400 because of the bonus from VIP. Which is something that you will want to buy, is your VIP. You might not buy it, right away. It's up to you. You will be able to afford at least 1 month of VIP pretty early on, just doing my method 1, my first method. Even if you only have 2 characters, if you go through and you earn 20,000 on each character per day, that's 40,000 diamonds. So you would be able to afford a month of VIP within a week of doing that. And it's definitely worthwhile. I have VIP 12, so I have all the bonuses. But the way VIP is split, the first level, the 7th level, and the 12th level are the most useful of all the levels. Guess I'm not going to get in a queue for the Throne of Dwarven Gods tonight. It's a little disappointing. Since this was all about events... Oh, there's the Throne of Dwarven Gods. Alright. We'll actually get in on that. Now, some events actually have more worth than others, like I mentioned before. There's specific events, but they're more geared towards being level 70. Say, for instance, the Wonders of Gond event. You can get the Apparatus of Gond from that. It's a mount. And that's a very expensive item if you do get your hands on one of them. I don't know if there's any on the market right now, but yep, actually there is. Apparatus of Gond, 750,000. So if you were participating during that event, that would be a very expensive item that you could get your hands on. The event Marvel's Respin, that was another good one because you could get the adorable pocket pet. Actually, this item that I have right there, I just used it. It's a consumable, but it never goes away, kind of like Timor's Lucky Coin. And the thing about that is it was a very low drop chance. So if you were lucky enough to get one that was unbound and you saved it, they actually sell for almost 400,000 right now. Another quick tip for you guys, the Double Diamonds event is a very good event, not only for you making rough astral diamonds, but if you have anything to sell. For instance, the apparatus of Gone that I just showed you that was sitting at 750,000 right now. If you look at it in, not on the 24th, but I would say the 25th to 26th, you want to leave a couple days into the event, and once people have diamonds, they've started to make diamonds, they're starting to build up, things like that, you'll see the prices on just about everything go up. It's the same as with the double enchantments event. If you wanted to, say you had a bunch of companion fortification kits, we'll just use those for picking a general item. They normally sell for about 12,000 to 14,000 diamonds each. Now, when the double enchantments event comes out, they go up to 20,000 or higher each. It's because of the demand. The enchantments, though, during double enchantments and runestones, they go down in price. They go from, say, 10,000 diamonds for a rank 8 runestone down to about as low as 5,000 for a rank 8 runestone. So it's all about paying attention to the events, pay attention to the calendar as far as what's coming out, what's going to be good to farm, and basically just what you can actually make money off of. Because you can make money off of everything in the game. You just have to know when to buy, what to farm, and when to open stuff, as well as when to sell it. So everything is currency in this game. It's one of the reasons why I have so little free inventory slots. I have, all my rune stones, bags, dye packs, pretty much all of that stuff, and your inventory will end up looking like my inventory. Because, yeah, that's what you do if you want to make all the diamonds. And I know some people have other methods, which there's all kinds of methods. I'm doing this series in part with Shmud the Darth. I have him linked in the first video. And he's giving you more of the investment side of things, as opposed to I'm doing the farming side. So it just depends on what your personal preference is. There's many things to do to make money. Some you make more than others. Some have a higher risk than others. Doing your dailies and farming the events has absolutely no risk. Sadly, this is not going to be a good run for this skirmish here. The guys I'm playing with literally don't know what they're doing. No surprise there. I haven't done a guide for the new skirmishes, and people don't know how to aim. This is a good skirmish to do once you hit level 70 to get your daily diamonds, as well as to get some gear that's salvageable. Come on, aim him. There we go, finally. Must be too early in the morning for most people. I don't have that many people watching. This skirmish can get a little annoying with that spawn noise. Every time the enemy spawns, you get that high-pitched noise. And I actually have my game volume turned down. It's normally overall at like 70%, and I've got mine turned down to 50, so it's not quite as annoying. There you go, gotta use the Timor's Lucky Coin. Timor's Lucky Coin and the Adorable Pocket Pet are the two consumables that you will want to have on pretty much any character. Definitely any DPS character. But the Timor's Lucky Coin, easy to get at the moment, less than 30,000 AD. The adorable pocket pet, that's going to be pricey. That's about 400,000, so I would not buy one right now. I would wait for them to bring that event back out. They do recycle events, keep that in mind, so all the events that have come and gone will come back. It's just a matter of time and being patient. The Wonders of Gond event is listed now, and it will literally be the third time that event has been available on console. I don't know how many times it's been available on PC, but I know they've had it out quite a lot.
You shall not survive this.
What I'll end up doing is I will go in with a pre-made team from my guild, or from my friends list. Just depends on who's online. My guild normally has a lot of decent players in it because it's a high-level PvE guild. So the TSS, and I'll build a decent team, everybody that knows what they're doing, and then I'll make a video for actually running the skirmishes and show you how exactly to do it, because these skirmishes are dynamic, so it does change. There's two different patterns, or two different sets of waves that can spawn, and basically change up what you get. So it makes it more fun to run this skirmish if you are level 70, since it's not always the exact same thing over and over again if you're farming for gear, which will be probably in part 3. So you guys should be trying to get your characters to 70. Make sure, if you haven't seen Making Astral Diamonds part 1 starting out, that's up on my YouTube channel. It's a few days old now. Make sure that you follow the instructions laid forth there, and you'll be making a bunch of diamonds, so you'll be ready for double diamonds, and you'll be ready to level up your characters. Some of the best things you can invest getting ready for the double XP event is things like rank 7 Azure enchantments for your utility slots, having at least the first level of VIP. If you have any friends that are in a larger guild, it doesn't have to be a huge guild, because one of the first boons that you get from guilds, or you have access to in guilds, is actually a XP boon. And it's incredibly helpful because, as you can see under utility, I have active a XP bonus, and the one that my guild has is like 19%, so that adds up really quick. If you use my farming methods and you make diamonds, you'll be able to buy other things like the inscribed garments. Those are incredibly useful for leveling as well. You could buy XP, double XP scrolls, but they're not really worth it. You should easily be able to get a character. Well, pretty much you can get a character if you know what you're doing and you know how to farm it. You can get a character from 1 to 70 in a single double XP event. Most double XP events last about 3 to 7 days, depending on what arc feels like. This is by far the easiest part of this skirmish. All you have to do is just quickly kill the Illitholich. What kind of name is that? Illitholich? I mean, I've heard of a lich before. I know what that is. But an Illitholich? I don't know what they were thinking. Pretty sure somebody had a few too many pints of mead when they came up with that. Well, that is a interesting name. Jakey, Wakey. I don't know. Anyways, he says yo, so I will give you a yo back. Yo to you too. I'm glad to see that I have followers that are up at the wee hours of the morning. Done. Only placed in the silver bracket, no surprise there. There's my 2,000 diamonds and more of my seals. Check the chest. Has crap in it, so don't waste a key. Ah, my bad. Did not mean to get your name there wrong. Okay, alright, I'll try. I believe you have Jackie Wacky Pooh Bear 3. I believe I got that right. Where am I from? I'm out of the US. I'm actually in Florida, so I'm on Eastern time. I just work nights, so I don't get to play until early in the morning or late at night, depending on how you want to look at it. Speed run one more dungeon for those diamonds. Get that out of the way.
Look here, Gordon. We may be able to use this item against them.
Come on, queue up already. Sometimes people wait till like the absolute last second to accept the queue for something. A quick tip for you guys, if you are ever running this mission here, this dungeon, this is the regular Temple of the Spider, and you see somebody speed running it, that's what you should be doing too. There's no point in making this dungeon take any longer than it needs to, because literally the only reason why you're here is for the bonus diamonds. Other than that, there's no reason to be here. Hayes Tacky, or is that Tracky? Tracky, I believe, sorry. Commenting that I'm good. Well, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I've put a lot of time into this character. Probably too much time, but don't tell Ark that. What guild am I in? Most of my characters, as the fact their alts or banks are not in guilds. I made a guild with my friends that you'll see a couple of my videos on my YouTube channel. It is the Knights Templars, but the main guild that I'm in is the TSS. How have you never seen the TSS? Probably because you don't run high-level PvE. TSS is a pretty much strictly PvE guild, as I don't really do a whole lot with PvP. I don't care for the queue system in this game. Most of the time, it matches you up against pre-mades, and it's not very fair. So I stick with PvE. It's a lot more fun. There's a lot more diversity in PvE than PvP at the moment. Most of the guilds that you've heard of are probably going to be guilds like Denial, Jesus Had Soul Forged, Look Good, Play Good, just to name a few of them. Well Endowed, Guardians of the Whispering Eye. Those are all pretty much your high-level, top PvE, PvP mix guilds. Oh, no, the Knights Templar? Yeah, you've probably never heard of them. I think we have like 30 members, so it's a small guild. It's just a bunch of us misfits from other guilds that decided we were going to make our own. Hayes is asking, how long does it take to get that level? You mean level 70? I'm assuming? Level 70, it depends on what you do, in all honesty. I will be producing 2 videos. One video that will be simply a leveling guide to take you 1 through 60 and then 60 through 70. The other video will actually be part of a series that will be from character creation to level 70. That will probably be the most fun and the most time consuming, actually. And I was requested to do that by a couple of my subscribers, so I figured, well, let me get the stuff ready, and why not? I'll go ahead and do it. But to answer your question more directly, it really depends on the class that you're playing and your play style. Certain classes can go through missions faster than other classes. If you're playing a support class like a paladin, cleric, or guardian fighter, it's going to take you longer to go through the missions than a DPS class like a great weapon fighter, trickster, rogue, scourge, anything like that. My control wizard, for instance. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to take you a good long time to get to 70. 1 to 60 is pretty easy. 60 to 70, it takes as long as 1 to 60, if not longer. It's insane. Jackie, you do all the quests before you turn any in. You can do it that way. The problem with that is certain quests only unlock after the completion of other quests, especially side quests. And if you want to level up effectively, you don't want to miss out on any quests at all. Hayes, you're on the Xbox, okay, and level 45. Yeah, you've got a little ways to go. You'll easily, if you know what you're doing, you'll be at level 70 by the end of this next double XP event. You could actually be there before then. Couple tips. As soon as you can afford them, buy rank 7 Azure enchantments. Those go in your utility slots, increase your XP gain. And then make sure that you do every single quest, both main storyline and side quests. And that'll give you the most XP. So you should end up, let's say an area is level 20. By the time you're done with that area and going into the next area, you should be at least like level 21 or 22, something like that, so that you're over leveled. I'm not sure why this great weapon fighter is having so much trouble. I have a feeling he aggroed something that he didn't need to in this dungeon. Yeah, Legend, it doesn't take very long to do 1 to 60. It all depends on how familiar with the game you are, how long you spend looking at lore. If you take your time and you search through the different quest areas and you pick up all the lore and everything, it can take longer. But it depends on how you want to be in the storyline. If you want to be more immersed in the story and the lore of the game, I mean, it is an RPG, it is a Dungeons and Dragons type game, so lore is kind of important there. If you don't care about it, then yeah, you can breeze right through it. Or if it's a second character, or third or fourth or 12th in my case, then yeah, you're just gonna go as fast as possible, do the quests, run right through them, turn them in. As far as vigilance tasks go, yeah, you pick up 4 of them at a time, do them all, and then turn them in. But when you do vigilance tasks, which you won't see until you're level 60 or 61, but when you do those, you actually want to pick the ones that pair well with each other. That's honestly the hardest part, is knowing which ones are in what area so that you can do them all at the same time. And then again, it depends on how much you play. I mean, if you only play the game, you know, an hour a day or something like that, yeah, it could take you a couple of weeks. But if you play for, you know, 2-3 hours, 4 hours, if you get, you know, double time on the weekends, you can run through it. I'm going to go back and help this poor great weapon fighter because he is literally never going to get to me. It's almost amusing. Well, if you have no life, I mean, I guess, yeah, you could do it really quick. I'm going to have no life when I do that series on the double XP event because literally I will be doing from character creation to 70 just in one straight shot. Where the heck is my teammate? Sadly, I believe I'm going to have to go back to the beginning to save this sorry ass. Yeah, Legend, it just depends on what you want, really. Endgame has a lot more potential for you for earning diamonds and things like that. But if it's your first character, don't really be worried about that. Not right off the bat. It's a time-based currency. You'll get it eventually, and just take your time and actually check into the game and the lore. Otherwise, you're going to get to 70. You're not going to know what you're doing. You're not going to be familiar with the areas. You'll go and try and fight a dragon, not be able to find it. And it's just going to be more aggravating than it needs to. I personally don't like the vicious enchantments. They're good, but depends on what class and what build you're running. I gotta find out what in the world is killing my teammate back here that he just cannot make it past. Come on, man. You're a great weapon fighter. You should be able to make it past this. Oh yeah, the vicious rank 7s, they'll definitely go up. But that's not what I'm here for. As far as using them, I don't particularly like them. Yeah, for selling for AD, yep, you can do that. I do so many different things that for me it's not even worth worrying about making them rank 7s. That's just one more thing, one more reason to farm the event. But I don't like how the enchantments market goes. It goes a lot off of speculation, and I'm stacking crit strike as opposed to armor pen, so if you're gonna farm the CTA, then yes, it's better off to take all of the rank 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s that you get and dump them in to make 7s, because it's actually cheap to upgrade enchantments to 7s. 7s and up starts getting expensive. So yeah, I would go ahead and refine all the vicious enchantments that you get to 7s and then just hold on to them. I've got, I don't know, 3 in my bank on one of my alts, but that's as far as I bothered with them. There we go, finally. I was gonna say, if you have 4 stacks of 99 rank 7s, what in the world are you doing? You have more AD than you want. Hell, you could waste some on double XP and not be affected by it. Personally, I wouldn't buy the double XP. It's just, I can level to 70 fast enough without it. Oh, okay, rank 1s. Alright. Yes, I'm on the Xbox One. Alright, let's see. Don't need this junk. I want to see if this item is even level 70 or not. Nope, it's level 61. Not even worth it. But I will take the diamonds, though. Already got me up to 14,000 for the day. Yeah, I have a lot of rank 5 enchantments, but I'm saving those for refinement points. They're one of the easiest ways to refine your artifacts come double refinement. So time again, got to invoke on my other characters and make that AD. The first couple invokes that you do, you also should do them pretty much as soon as they come off cooldown, so that if you have multiple characters like I do, you're not going through at different times, and this way you can go back to farming whatever you were doing easier and faster.
Wisdom comes from learning.
Any tips on weapon enchantments and armor enchantments? As far as what to use, or like how to get them? It's kind of two completely different things. And it's also going to depend on your class too. Like my paladin uses different weapon and armor enchantments compared to my wizard. To get them. Okay, there's only a couple weapon and armor enchantments in the game that are even worth making. Now, almost the most valuable item in the game is a coalescent ward, which it does require a coalescent ward in order to make any weapon or armor enchantment. So some of them, especially if you're buying a regular or a lesser, it's actually more beneficial to just buy the enchantment than it is to get the shards and a coalescent ward to make them. With that in mind, certain classes have better enchantments, or enchantments that work better for that particular class. For the paladin, I like to use my Plague Fire and Briar Twine. For the control wizard, I run Negation and Vorpal. But you could also use Fey Touch as well. It just depends on your build. Okay, to get them, well, all three of those, the Fey Touch, the Negation, and the Vorpal, you can actually buy the shards for with Protector Seals. The seals that you get from Demogorgon, Epic Demogorgon, and the T2 dungeons, anything that requires the 2000 item level to enter. He's in a different Phantasmal Fortress from me. Oh well. That won't help. But anyways, you can go through, use your seals in Protector's Enclave at the Seals Trader, and buy the shards, and then go ahead and get a coalescent ward and put the shards together. The bad thing is the value of a coalescent ward is approximately around 200,000, and it fluctuates. It can be higher or a little bit lower, but right now, since they're very, very hard to get, pretty much figure on them being 200,000 or more. So you would actually be better off farming diamonds up until the point that you can just buy the lesser version of those enchantments. Any tips as far as how to save up money to buy them? Well, that's basically what we've been going through with these series. If you've seen my YouTube video for making Astral Diamonds Part 1, starting out, that's what you're going to be doing in the beginning. That is how you are going to start to build diamonds. It's grindy, it takes a while, but it's the basic legwork that you have to do in order to get to your end game potential. After that, you come in and you start doing things like this with the events, farming the events, being ready for your double diamonds. You can do investment once you have some diamonds, once you have about, 100,000 and up from there. And then, biggest tip, don't spend them. Don't buy frivolous stuff unless you absolutely need that item. Don't waste the diamonds on it. And pretty soon, before you know it, you'll have enough to buy maybe not even just a lesser, but maybe a regular version of that enchantment. And just to give you all a heads up, if I go silent for a couple minutes, my headset might die and I have to change the batteries, but I can't do that in combat, so you will have to bear with me if that does happen. Is that what I did? Yep. It's exactly what I did. I went through, I took my time, I saved up my currency. That did not go out well because I was unable, I got stunned there. Oh well. That was funny. You guys can have a laugh at my expense. But yes, I saved up my currency and then I bought a lesser version of, well, on my control wizard, I made the lesser version of the Vorpal. But that was back in Mod 5 when you could get coalescent boards easy. So right now it would be more cost effective to simply just buy the lesser version of the Vorpal. Now, if you want to talk about a regular Vorpal or greater Vorpal, something along those lines, then some of them can be more cost effective to make them. Sorry about that. It's when my headset decided to die. At least I didn't get killed in combat, so. One of the easiest things that you can do, if you're gonna buy enchantments, go ahead and wait and buy a rank 10 enchantment and then just upgrade it from there. Because at that point, the only thing that you need is refinement points and, of course, the coalescent ward to do so. Going to 11 and 12 is expensive. You use a lot of superior marks, but you don't have the cost of a second enchantment. Really, it depends on your class and personal preference whether you want to run a Fey Touch or you want to run a Vorpal. With my particular build on the Control Wizard, I want to run a Vorpal for the extra crit severity. With the Paladin, I like the Plague Fire It doesn't do as much damage personally, but it allows everyone on the team to do more damage in the fact that it is a debuff enchantment. And it's the only debuff enchantment that stacks with other copies of itself. Okay, you're a great weapon fighter. Great weapon fighter can actually be the highest single target DPS class, depending on how it's built. Okay, so you do have two characters then. You have one for PvP and one for PvE. Doesn't mean that your PvP character cannot continue to earn astral diamonds for you, though. So don't hesitate to use that character to run a couple skirmishes, couple dungeons, things like that with, and make some diamonds. Scourge Warlocks are fun. If they're built correctly, they have a couple abilities that can allow them to out DPS a great weapon fighter. It just really depends on the team makeup that you have and how your character is built. Four characters? Yeah, that's a good number to start with. You do want to keep your eyes out. Every once in a long while, they will do a sale on character slots. I think so far, I think it's happened 3 times now. They've had a sale and it was like 90% off of character slots. It made it like 80-10 for 2 character slots. That's when you want to buy like 10 character slots at least. Haze, yes, I'm on the Xbox One. I'm actually not on PC on this.
The bards will sing our glory.
I'm sorry, I don't get what you mean. Follower discount on that power? Don't understand what you're talking about there. Oh, dude, no problem at all. I mean, eventually I might get into some more games on the PC, but I spend most of my time, if I'm not at work, then I'm actually on, well, usually on console, either getting ready to make a YouTube video or doing a live stream, something like that. Trying to work on the number of people that I have watching when I do my live streams, because I got up to a pretty good number on YouTube. I got 5,000 subscribers there, but I only have, I think I got less than 200 followers on Twitch. Oh, okay, you want to buy a greater market power for a discounted price. I see what you're asking. I'll check what that greater mark of power is going for in a second as soon as I get out of combat. I'll let those guards do their job. Let's see. Greater Mark of Power. What are they going for today? We'll do this the easy way. Just search in general. Probably end up getting smacked by a troll. Yep, getting smacked by a troll. Have to bring that to regular default. It looks like about 30,000 for a Greater Mark of Power right now. Get away from these guys. That's actually less than what they normally go for. Yeah, Hayes, I just kind of wanted one of every class. Hunter Rangers are a good DPS class. They're actually a buff debuff class as well. Mine is a crit turret build, and I haven't put all of his points in yet until I hit 70 on him. And then I'll sit down for about an hour or so and experiment with different options to get a build that I like. But I'm not a super big fan of the Hunter Ranger. I'm not really a super big fan of the Scourge Warlock either. Yes, they're high DPS, but the playstyle just isn't fun for me. There really would be no point in running a Mod 5 build here in Mod 8. But it's personal preference. I mean, everybody has a different playstyle. For me, I find the Great Weapon Fighter to be just too much of the same. 90% of your damage comes from your at-wills. Joker, why am I in the Tower District? Well, hi as well, and I am in the Tower District because I want 3,000 rough astral diamonds and I'm too lazy to go do a higher level skirmish. So, I'm going to do a low level skirmish instead. And I'll take a few lock boxes while I'm here. See? There we go. 2,800 diamonds. That's why I'm in the Tower District. Remember, most of these characters are merely alts. They're here for making diamonds. Haze, are you have to be in a haze or only just, you know, like watching parts of the stream. But yes, I do have a paladin. I have two mains. I split my time pretty much equally between my control wizard and my paladin. And then I have a bunch of alts and banks and everything. Which is what I'm doing, is going through and doing the invocation on these other characters, because it is 7:30 in the morning, so I will actually have to end the live stream because it is getting pretty late for me. And I do have to get some sleep before I go back to work. Pooh Bear, what kind of price were you thinking on the Greater Mark of Power? Like I said before, it just really depends on your play style. Paladins are fun if you're making bank characters, because they're really tanky and you can heal yourself and you just don't have to worry about anything. Oh, no problem, Hayes. Yeah, I have a lot of characters. I have 12 character slots and I have 10 characters made. The only characters I don't have right now are a trickster rogue, and a great weapon fighter. Well, I wasn't actually going to sell it. I was going to use it for my control wizard, but that's why I asked what price you were thinking of. Yeah, because you end up needing a lot of greater marks. Any investment tips for you guys? Well, wasn't quite up to that point, but there's a few things that you can do. Investing really comes down to which particular events are active. If there is an event active, like, say, Wonders of Gone, the time to buy the apparatus of Gone and hold on to it for an investment is during the event, of course. The prices are always lower than after the event by a couple months. Some inexpensive things that you can invest in are the Blue Fire die packs. You can buy them now, and they're pretty cheap. I want to say you can probably get them for 500 diamonds each, maybe less. Hold on to them for a couple months and you should be able to sell them for at least 800 to 1,000. Buying rank 5 of like the brutal, cruel, vicious enchantments, things like that, and then upgrading them to 6s and 7s. And waiting till the double diamonds or double refinement event and then selling them is another item you can invest on. And it mainly depends on really how much currency you actually have. Pooh Bear, I don't get that. Get on your knees for Arc? Yeah, no thank you. One thing you can invest in the immediate future and turn a profit on, though, would be to actually buy, and now you're going to have currency to do so, but we have the Double Diamonds event coming up on the 24th. So what you can do, and it's actually something that I've done on one of my characters, but is to buy the, like, Ring of Sight, Ring of Rising Power, things like that. You can buy those, and I'll go ahead and show you. But if you can buy them cheaper than what you can salvage them for, then you can make a profit on them during Double Diamond. So you see all these rings that I bought for like 5,000 diamonds, 4,000 diamonds, and things like that. Basically, if you can buy a ring for under 5,000 diamonds and you hold on to it till Double Diamonds, it will salvage for 6,000 rough astral diamonds. Then you can use my method to go through and refine 72,000 per day per new account, or you can spread out those rough diamonds across other accounts so that basically if you have 360,000 rough astral diamonds on one account, it'll take you 10 days to refine it all. Slays just dropping in to say hi. Thanks for the CW build. No problem. I will have the updated Control Wizard build and Oathbound Paladin builds for Mod 8. I've been spending a lot of time on this series and on the Division, so yeah. Unfortunately, haven't had as much time to do videos as I had hoped. And I will also be part of a machinima, a Halo machinima, so yeah, I'll be voice acting for that, and that's been taking some of my time. I'll leave a link in a couple of YouTube videos as it gets closer to that video being released. Alright, Hayes, no problem. Go ahead and play. If you have any questions, send me a message. And a brief explanation of my control wizard. Yeah, sure, I can go over a brief sorry. Too early in the morning for me. Brief explanation of my control wizard. My control wizard is basically a pure DPS. It is a PvE build, and it's an AoE build. There will be a couple tweaks from the setup that I have exactly right now. I've got to change just a couple boons around, so that's why the video isn't up for the actual mod 8 build. But basically what my control wizard is meant to do is meant to nuke everything. You do also want to have some control, so I do have some control bonus, which means basically I can freeze and stun enemies, but my main goal is to kill them as fast as possible and eliminate the threat. So basically I've made the control wizard a DPS class. You can build yours to be a DPS class or a DPS support class, just depending upon what Paragon path you take. Now I am a Spellstorm mage, because for PvE, Spellstorm is better than the other one, your Flame path, Master of Flame. I don't particularly like Master of Flame. It's very good in single target DPS and for PvP, but I don't do that much PvP, even though I am wearing a set of full burning gear. I'm wearing burning gear because I like the stats. I don't like the stats on the Elven, so yeah, personal preference. My control wizard is focusing mostly on critical strike, armor pen, and a little bit into lifesteal and control bonus. That's why I have the Belial's Portal Stone as one of my artifacts. It's literally an artifact that's like made for the control wizard, even though I know a lot of people run the Hunter Ranger Sigil. I don't like the stats on it, and I want to have a little bit of lifesteal so I can be a frontline fighter. After that, you're actually looking to get, and this is where I have to do a little bit more work, I need some more armor pen, because right now I'm only at 51.9% resistance ignored, and you want to be at 60% resistance ignored. Any more than 60% resistance ignored is really not needed. And then the rest of my skill points and anything else I get gem wise will be going into my critical strike and power, just to increase my stats from there. I'm also working on training my Black Dragon Ion Stone. Once I have him done, I will replace my Ion Stone of Allure with the Black Dragon Ion Stone, and then I have to replace the Cantankerous Mage here with the Will-O-Wisp. That would be my favorite one. And then replacing my blue Air Archon with the purple Air Archon, and upgrading my Araneza Belial to purple so that it actually gives me 10% crit severity instead of only 5%. And that's just a few of the things that you have to do, but right now with what I'm running, I actually have a crit severity of 87% and basically an overall crit chance of about 42%. So I'm a high crit build and a DPS build. I can pretty much out DPS most other characters except for Great Weapon Fighters and some Scourge Warlocks, depending on what you're actually fighting, due to the fact I'm an AoE build, so the more targets around me, the better. Single target dungeons like Lair of Lostmouth, you'll always lose to the Scourge Warlock and the Great Weapon Fighter because, well, there's simply less targets. But that's when we switch powers. Instead of Icy Terrain, Sudden Storm, Steal Time, and Disintegrate, you will run powers more along the lines of Chill Strike, Conduit of Ice, Ray of Enfeeblement, and Disintegrate, especially Disintegrate in your RB slot or your Spell Mastery slot. The Dancing Sword is one of my companions that I will get because, as you see, I have 2 Ion Stones slotted at the moment, the Allure and the Black Dragon. But when I swap out the allure for the Black Dragon, I will replace that slot with the Dancing Blades. It's another crit severity companion. It helps out some, but it's not necessarily one of the first ones that you have to get, due to the fact that another good companion that you can use is actually the Thief, the Were-Rat Thief, because it has an active bonus where on encounter use you have a 3% chance to poison the target. And since we have pretty quick cooldowns with the Control Wizard, that poison procs actually rather frequently. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions, by all means, either message me on Twitch, check out my YouTube channel, same as my gamer tag. It's the same as my Twitch name here. Pretty much everybody knows it. Leave a comment there if you have a question. It's the easiest way that I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But I really do have to call it a night. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning for me, so have fun, guys. Hopefully I will catch you on another live stream late tonight or possibly early tomorrow morning, so just keep your eyes out. I don't have necessarily a set broadcast schedule, only because of my work schedule. It doesn't remain the same all the time, but I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. As far as the Yeti goes, the Yeti is more cosmetic. It's good for certain companion or certain classes, like Hunter Ranger. It's good for. It's okay on the Great Weapon Fighter, but it's not good on the Control Wizard. Alright, good night, guys. Thanks for watching.